Most people overpay for soldering kits like this. Here's why this one is different. I've been using the Weller WXS2022 for a few weeks now, and it's clear this isn't your average soldering station. If you're serious about electronics work or even just tackling bigger projects at home, this kit has some serious advantages. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the heat control on this thing is next level. Weller's active tip technology means the iron heats up fast and stays consistent, even when you're working on thicker wires or larger components. I've used cheaper irons that struggle to maintain temperature when you're soldering something beefy, but this one doesn't flinch. It's great for things like repairing power supplies or working with automotive wiring where you need steady heat. The temperature range is impressive, going from 350 to 900 degrees Fahrenheit, which covers most soldering tasks you'll encounter. But what really sets this apart is the precision. With the WXS2022, you get a temperature stability of plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius, which is extremely tight. This means you can trust that the iron will stay at the temperature you set it to, without any noticeable fluctuations. This level of control is crucial when you're working with sensitive components or trying to achieve a specific type of solder joint. The included ultra tweezers are a game changer too. They're not just any tweezers, they use thermal core technology, so they heat up just like the iron. That means you can pick up tiny SMD components, heat them up, and solder them in place without fumbling around with a separate iron. I've spent way too much time trying to hold a resistor in place with one hand and the iron in the other, so having the tweezers heat up saves a ton of frustration. It's also great for desoldering, as you can use the tweezers to heat up and remove old solder without damaging the surrounding components. Another thing I love is the smart tips. Each one has a unique serial number, which might sound like overkill, but it actually helps with tracking usage and calibration. Weller's system can tell you how long a tip has been used and when it needs replacing. That's handy for keeping your work consistent and avoiding surprises mid-project. Plus, the tips are replaceable, so you're not stuck with a dead iron when one wears out. The tips themselves are also designed to be durable, with a proprietary coating that resists corrosion and extends their lifespan. The all-in-one station setup is super convenient. You get the iron, the tweezers, and all the accessories in one package, so there's no piecing together random tools. The station itself is sturdy, with a nice display showing the temperature and settings. It's not some flimsy plastic thing, it feels built to last, which is important if you're using it regularly. The interface is also easy to navigate, with clear buttons and a menu system that makes sense. You can quickly adjust the temperature, switch between modes, and even customize the station to your liking. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about security? Yeah, it sounds weird for a soldering iron, but this thing actually has TLS encryption and two-factor authentication. It's part of Weller's smart tool system, which tracks usage and settings across devices. If you're paranoid about someone hacking your soldering station, I mean, who isn't, this adds an extra layer of protection. It's not something I'd lose sleep over, but it's a nice touch for the tech-savvy folks out there. You can also use the Weller app to monitor your station, receive notifications, and even update the firmware remotely. Let me talk about the downsides for a second. The price is higher than your average soldering iron, but you're paying for the smart features and build quality. If you're just doing light hobby work, you might not need all this, but if you're serious about electronics, it's worth it. The only other thing I'd mention is that the iron is a bit heavier than some others I've used. It's not a deal breaker, but if you're used to lightweight irons, it might take some getting used to. However, the weight is largely due to the robust construction and the high-quality materials used, so it's a trade-off I'm happy to make. In terms of real-world usage, I've found the WXS2022 to be incredibly reliable. I've used it for everything from repairing a broken smartphone to building a custom guitar effects pedal, and it's performed flawlessly every time. The iron heats up quickly, the tweezers are precise, and the station is easy to use. I've also appreciated the peace of mind that comes with knowing my soldering station is secure and up to date. Overall, this kit is fantastic for anyone who needs reliable, high-performance soldering tools. Whether you're repairing gadgets, building custom circuits, or just upgrading your workspace, the Weller WXS2022 delivers. If you're ready to upgrade your soldering setup, the Weller WXS2022 is an excellent choice. With its advanced features, robust construction, and top-notch performance, it's an investment that will pay off in the long run. Check out the Weller WXS2022 on Amazon. The link is waiting for you below.